Can you keep a secret? Come here. I want to tell you about a product that's not on the market yet, but this is just between you and me, okay? This is something that may be helpful for a lot of beekeepers, particularly those who use Layens hives, but also for those who keep in Langstroth. Are you interested? What are your thoughts about hive stands? Are they something that you hardly think about until you need a place to put a hive? Some of my hives are on permanent stands and will never move from their location. I have other hives that get moved around occasionally, and I often look for the easiest, most expedient method to get those hives up off the ground. At the Ozarks Homesteading Expo, I met Kris and Kalitta Hopkins. The Hopkins sell good quality, modular, raised beds which are made from steel here in the US. And those raised beds are available through their website. I'll put that link in the description. But I'm not here to talk about their raised beds. It also turns out that the Hopkins are beekeepers and keep bees in Layens hives like I do. Kris shared with me that he's been working on a new hive stand design and was wondering if I'd take a look at it and give my feedback. And of course, I'm glad to do that. It's taken me some time, but I'm finally here to unbox and build that hive stand, and you're here to see it for the first time with me. I received this package from the Hopkins soon after the Ozarks Homesteading Expo, and it's been waiting for me to open it and build this hive stand ever since. I don't know much more about this hive stand than you do right now, so let's open this up and put it together. Before I get to that, I want to talk to you about something that's pretty important. My posting schedule has been pretty irregular lately. I'm trying to make changes in order to improve that. I need to know if these videos are valuable and helpful to you. One way that you can really help to support this channel is with your patronage via patreon.com. I'll put a link in the description. I have 3 levels of support, $2, $5, and $10. You'll have your name listed in credits on future videos as a supporter. You'll have access to patron-only updates through Patreon. Once I have 10 eligible supporters through Patreon, I'll start doing weekly live stream chats where people can ask questions and we can just discuss whatever topics are important to you. And you can have exclusive access to my Patreon chat community to ask questions, join discussions, and suggest future topics. I would really appreciate your support. I also appreciate if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe now so you don't miss out on any future videos. And now, back to the topic. I'll say it's well packaged. Nothing is moving around in here. And it's in there very snugly. Doesn't want to come out easily. So we've got our hardware here neatly organized. There's a couple metal plates and the bolts and nuts are right there through the metal plate, keeping them organized. Now the weight of this is substantial. On the shipping box they had the weight written as 16 pounds, and that's definitely believable. All the pieces appear to be individually wrapped in paper. We've got some metal angle pieces there, some here, and larger pieces here. This is galvanized, sturdy stuff. And I didn't see any instructions in here, and it's possible that Kris told me at the expo that they didn't have instructions yet. It's been a while and I forget. But to be honest, that'll give us a good opportunity to test the ease of assembly. The overall design seems pretty straightforward. These are most likely the side pieces, the long sides. It's about the length of the Layens hive here, so that seems straightforward. This is likely the end piece. It's about the width of the Layens hive, so that seems straightforward. And so I'm guessing these are the legs, and it probably just all bolts together. Got one, yep, we got 4 of them here. So 4 legs. And then our hardware packet has the 2 metal plates. I don't know if those come into play at all for the construction, and I don't think that they do. Just considering this, I don't see where they would bolt on unless there's some reason to put them on the sides or the ends, but I don't think so. I think that those are just used to organize those bolts, which is pretty nice to not be rummaging through that bag trying to count out the bolts. So let's put this thing together. Even without instructions, it's very clear how the pieces on this are oriented. The sides, at the ends, they have these square holes cut, and so it's clear that that's where the bolts are going to go. The legs have square holes cut that match those on the sides, so that's real clear that they go together just like that. And they're cut at an angle on the top so that the sides and the ends can fit together. I'm not sure if these pieces, if the legs are to go on the inside or the outside. I'm going to mount it on the inside. I think that'll be a little cleaner. I've learned that the legs are actually intended to go on the outside of the rails. An earlier version had the legs extending alongside of the hive. This made the hive more stable, but it also made it harder to lift off, so the legs were shortened. My mistake caused me a slight inconvenience later. So I've got a 7/16 socket and my socket wrench. It looks like that's the only tool I'll need. The leg bolt is just going to fit right in there, tighten the nut on top, and put it all together. Starting out, I'm just going to tighten everything down finger tight, and then as I get it all together, I'll go back and tighten everything with the wrench. Okay, so I may have run into the first issue here, and that is on this corner, it kind of angles up towards this edge, and it looks like it's making it kind of a tight fit on this bolt, but a little squeeze, it goes in there. I get a little helper for this one. All right, here's my helper. Now I'll go around and just tighten up all the bolts, and we'll test it out. So this hive is currently on this little bitty stand that's really built for a Langstroth hive, and it's on there just to get it off the ground. I've never had any bees in here with it on that stand. So now we have a better stand that we can replace that little thing with. That works great, and it seems to be sized perfectly for the Layens hive, which I know that is what Kris had designed it for. It doesn't have much wobble to it at all, so I think that'll work really well. But I have to wonder if it'll work for Langstroth too. So let's try it out. Seems like if you have Langstroth hives, it should be easy enough to set your bottom board on there. There's plenty of space for another bottom board right over here. We've got our entrance reducer here. And from there we just put on our hive, and boom, plenty of space for 2 Langstroth hives on here. But how strong is this? In the name of science, I'm going to test this hive stand with a weight that is roughly equivalent to the weight of a fully loaded Layens hive. And here we go. And there we go. Nice and strong. Hardly any wobble to it. I'm pretty happy and impressed with this hive stand. Go get your ball. Where's your ball? Go get your ball. So overall, I think it's a good product. Kris Hopkins, I think you did well. You got a thumbs up from me. I look forward to seeing on the market. And one more thing, check out this video that Google thinks you'll really like. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time.